Thank you, Cliff and Pam. You do a great job, both of you. Before I left home, I received a letter, 3 letters, that they wanted to be sure that their loved ones were mentioned at this memorial service. One of them was a Jim Berry. Fred Cashimo was sent by his wife. I got it. Thank you. And Paul Richardson. At this time, if you don't mind, I'm going to read a poem that is really, I think, really touching. Friend Glenn and Chuck Boston that are here gave it to me about 3 or 4 years ago, and I've read it a few times at our Memorial Day services. He was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast, and he sat around the Legion telling stories of the past, of a war that he once fought in, and the deeds that he had done, and his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, every one. And though sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his buddies listened quietly, for they knew of where he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Bob has passed away, and the world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today. He won't be mourned by many, just his children and his wife, for he lived an ordinary and very quiet life. He held a job and raised a family, quietly going on his way, and the world won't know his passing. So a soldier died today. Now, when politicians leave this earth, their bodies lie in state, while thousands note their passing and proclaim that they were great. Papers tell their life stories from the time they were young, but the passing of a soldier goes unnoticed and many times unsung. Is the greatest contribution to the welfare of our land some jerk who breaks his promise and cons his fellow man? Or the ordinary fellow who in times of war and strife goes off to war to serve his country and many times his life? The politician stiffens, and the style in which he lives often goes disproportionate to the service that he gives, while the ordinary soldier who offered up his all is paid with a medal and perhaps a pension small. It is not the politicians with their compromised employees who won for us the freedom that our country now enjoys. Should you find yourself in danger with your enemies at hand, would you rather want some real cop out with his ever-waffling stand? No. Or would you want a soldier, his home, his country, his kin, just a common soldier who would fight until the end? He was just a common soldier, and his ranks are growing thin, but his presence should remind us we may need his life again. More truth than poetry to that. For when countries are in conflict, we find the soldier's part is to clean up all the troubles that the politicians start. But we cannot do him honor while he's here to praise to hear the praise. Then at least let's give him homage at the ending of his days. Perhaps just a simple headline in our paper that might say, "Our country is in mourning. A soldier died today." Thank you very much.
Some of the 307th had some remarks they might wish to make at this time to give them first chance. Others? Okay. Anybody now? We'll hand the mic around. If you have a comment about someone who you love and who you'd like to remember.